Hey y'all, this is the Queen of Nubia. I'm excited to bring you guys a pull up Thursday in a different kind of way because we're pulling up online. But I have with me one of another Cincinnati staple person. If you do not know who this person is, then where have you been? But I'm on uh online with Bigg Stan. Everybody knows
Yes,
him
yes.
from some of the parties that he throws. He throws some of the biggest parties, one of the biggest promoters that we have in the city. But we're here
Yes.
to talk about a new and I guess a march that he's organizing. So
Hmm.
for those who don't know a little bit about who you are, can you um, introduce yourself and then let's talk about what you're doing on the 28th?
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name Big Stan. Everybody calls me Big Stan. Uh, I've been doing promotion for about 28 years. Um, and this is something that I just love the craft. I just love doing it. I've been doing this since I was a young kid. Me and my brother Slick Rick. And we just I've been like I said. I went from doing team parties to talent shows, fashion shows that got myself into the bars and the club life. So it's just something, that I've been doing I just love doing. My father was a DJ, my mother was some of a promoter, and it comes from my family. My oldest brother, he was in a group with R. Kelly. He's a big producer. And it just, like I said, it just runs through our blood.
That's super awesome. I think my first time meeting you was when Cardi B came to
Hmm.
Cincinnati for the first time for Bodak Yellow. And
Yep.
I was
Yep.
one of the camera people. And I'm not
Hmm.
that like that event in itself like changed my career in a way because I was able to get exclusive content that nobody else had and put it on the it was like one of
Yeah.
my first viral moments. So I
I
always like,
remember that.
hey,
It was at the
yeah, I said,
Avenue.
yep,
I
yep,
remember that.
yep.
I remember
So
that.
always grateful for that moment. So
Yep.
I know this past week Cincinnati has kind of like hit a limit when it comes to violence in the city. The everything that happened at Riverfront Live, and then just things happened prior to that. You have this event that, and I'm gonna put the flyer on the screen. The Pray and
Mhm.
Reset Walk. When I
Yes.
seen it, I said, "Ooh, okay." Like this
Hmm.
is something powerful. And then last night I saw a viral video that you guys posted at church. And it just
Yeah.
really spoke to me. And I said, okay, something is really, really major happening. So can you tell me a little bit about this event and what inspired it for you to do
Uh,
it?
well, I was suffering some depression for years. I needed to switch up some things, and I met Bishop Anderson and his wife, Miss PM, Pastor PM, um, and Bishop Henderson, and I didn't, like I said, I grew up in church a little, and I stayed at Avondale Man Place, so I went to Southern Baptist, I went to Rescue Temple and everything, but I never really got that. I never really got that talk with God. I never really got a pastor to really give me what I really needed on that level. I had a good friend named Reverend Blesso. He passed away. What I mean, rest to heaven to him, rest in peace to him. But I never really was able to really sit down and really learn that part. And me suffering from that depression and that stress. When I met them, they brought a different side out of me, and I kept telling myself I need to reset. I need to reset. I need to reset. And I know if I can reset, and go into a different direction of the pain over here and leave it there, and then go this direction for a new view and reset my soul and my life and go to God for everything. And I did that, and I'm the most happiest person alive because you know money is not everything, and just because you have a smile on your face don't mean you're happy. And this city is so sad and hurt because they won't reset their souls, they won't reset their person, they won't reset who they could really be. People are stuck in their ways to the point to where they angry every day. They always mad. They getting into it with people. They just it's just too angry. We got fathers that's absent from their children because the baby mother is not, you know, doesn't is jealous of the relationship, or the father just ain't nothing and ain't taking care of that child, or you got senseless violence. I'm shooting my brother because he stepped on my shoe, or I ain't like how he looked at me, or a drug deal went bad, or you got women fighting each other over this guy and this guy. And I just feel like it's time for a reset. And if I could do it, the world can do it. So I'm using my platform to change a percentage of it. I know I can't change it all by myself, but I have a huge following. Um, and it's been crazy. I've been doing this for about 2 weeks now, and it's been ridiculous. Like, it's so many people is reaching out, helping. We have Mama Joe's and Roseline that's sponsored us. Soul food restaurant. We got Privée sponsors, and
Yeah.
they're some of the people that went through the violent moments, because you got your customers coming in and turning against you, and they
Yeah.
messing up your business. So they stepping up to help with the cause, because they don't want their business to go down because of violence. So the reset is not to step on any mentor businesses or any city councilman, no police officer. It's to show them the correct way to reset the city. You can't keep blocking these senseless. I know it's a lot of crime in Cincinnati, but I'm telling you, if you reach out to these people a different way, it'll change their mindsets. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
this pray and reset walk is to begin um an outlook of what we can be later, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna pray. We're gonna be there at 9 o'clock. We're gonna pray around 9:15, 9:30, and we're gonna do a walk. This walk is just gonna be a walk around the community. We're gonna walk, and we're gonna come back to the Fountain Square, and we're gonna end it with another prayer. And this is something that I think we need to do once a month. Because
Yeah.
if you do this walk, and this, like I said, it's not a march, it's a walk. If you do this walk, it's pointless to not do it again. If you don't do it again, it's like, what are we doing this for? So this is the start of the reset. This is something that I need everybody to join, and tell your brother next to you before he shoots somebody, hey man, you need to reset, think, bro. Or your girlfriend, she getting ready to jump off the water because she's depressed and stressed. Now you got to think and calm down. Like, this is an opportunity for us to help everybody, including myself and you.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why not bring prayer involved in it? Because that's what's blessing me right now.
That's powerful. I love that. Like, kudos to you for even thinking about this, and even wanting to do it for the community. I think that is so
Right.
powerful. And you touched on something that's really important: mental health. Mental
Mental
health
health.
in our community is a thing that I think people kind of brush over and think that
Yeah.
it's not that serious. But a lot of people who are doing some of these traumatic things, doing, you stepped on my shoe, I want to shoot you type thing. People are
Yeah.
suffering from mental health. So I'm hoping with this walk that you're planning, a lot of those type of services, those people,
Hmm.
those organizations will kind of reach out, because I think our people really need to be focused on that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so you kind of mentioned what people can expect.
Hmm.
How long do you think, like, the route as far as the walk, where you guys will walk at?
This is
Um,
this is only this is only going to be a 30-minute thing. This is not going to be something all day. This is I don't want to get out there and start preaching and walking around and telling people, because I know it's not going to happen in one day. And I'm just being real. I know the real gangsters in the streets. I know the real people that's doing what they doing. Like, I'm trying to go to the people that's really outside, that's really like in there, that's really
yeah,
doing it. Like, and I just want to tell them, like, look, bro, you ain't got to do this, man. Like, you ain't even got to be out here. Like, and I don't want this to put this just on violence. Like I said, I want to put it on the mental health. Like, if you know how dead minded you have to be to walk up to somebody and shoot them, or
yeah,
just pull a gun out and really shoot. Like, some of these guys are really going through a mental stress. Like, they got the level that nobody understands, and it's like, for years. I did this years ago, and it's nobody has the answer, because they give up so quickly. You know, just think about it. Look up the mentoring services in Cincinnati. Nobody has the answer, because They're not in the streets. Get in these
Yeah.
streets. No,
Yeah.
I like what Irish is doing.
Mm-hmm.
She's in the streets with her guys and her people. I see a lot of that going on. She has the right guys that's doing this, But like I said, we need more of them. I'm trying to join forces with people, but I have a
Yeah.
trick under my sleeve that I know that'll work. But I just need
Mm-hmm.
I need more men. I need more women. I need more children. I need more people to call me and let's get together. Let's really do this. Like I said, I'd have turned down so many people calling about much. It's not about money.
Yeah.
Hey, let me sponsor this. Let me give you this. Let me give you that. This is not a money thing. This is something that we need to save. We need to save the city. The city is crashing.
Yeah. I
So
definitely
yeah,
agree. I think that's really important. So after this walk, I know you want to do more walks. What else is gonna be? Because again, you don't have all the answers. None of us have all the answers. What are you hoping will come
yeah.
out of this?
Well, I have some things that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start a basketball league. We're gonna do the police versus the neighborhood. Um, so we can show the city that these police officers are human and
Yeah.
that we are human and that we don't never get to see these police officers outside of their jobs, right? And this is just an opportunity for them to come out, play a pickup basketball game with some of the guys that's outside, and we just want to everybody get along. This is not something for you to to come to and because you don't like the police or the police don't like you or nothing like that. We want to put together a little small game, where the police versus the streets. I like the streets, but I call it the neighborhoods. But it's just an opportunity for the young men to see these guys in regular clothes and think like, okay, they are regular people. Because
Yeah.
I can't let I'm scared for you to approach me with a gun, and I'll be seeing so many police officers in the news, or this police officer shot this guy, or that police officer shot this guy, or this person shot that police officer. Man, that stuff is just time to hang up. Like, and we want to
Yeah.
see if this. I just want the city to see that police are normal and just as fun as us. I got police officer friends that called me a couple of days ago, like, look, man, we're playing the game, and with it, but of course I have to go to the proper channels to make sure that this game can go on and that it's
Yeah.
safe. But I hopefully they play because a few years ago, me and my partner Lawrence, we tried to do this police versus the streets, and they didn't show up because
Mm.
they were nervous that something would go out would happen, and I'm like, dude, nothing's gonna happen at a pickup basketball game, and we something we're trying to make happen, So hopefully it happens. But the firefighters did show up. They showed up for us. The black firefighters show up, and
Mm-hmm.
we played basketball. I think the firefighters end up winning. And,
Of
and
course.
so it was a nice game. So, like I said, I got a lot that I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do I want the city council to come out too.
Yeah.
I'm tired of city council. Every time it's time to vote, you need our votes. You on every block. You got signs that vote for me, and you're gonna make these changes. But we don't see you after that. I want them to come out. We're gonna do a pickup kickball game with them. In the community. Um, the city versus the community. We're gonna do a kickball game with them. We're gonna barbecue. We're gonna have police officers. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a host. We're gonna get Big Boom Man involved. And then like I said, I have a whole list of things that we're gonna do um, to help the city. And like I said, another thing too, I want to touch on this that's off of that subject.
Mm-hmm.
We have it's nothing to do. It's nothing in the city for these kids to do.
Yeah.
14, 15, 16. We had the skating rings. All the skating rings are shut down. You go to the skating place. And like I said, and I'm the type of person that I like to say what's on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the skate places it's not for me. It's not for the kids that are of our race.
Yeah.
Um, I had some issues with the owner before, and it's a lot of a lot of racist things happen. And like I said,
Yeah.
I won't even lay on that right now. But it's nothing for these kids to do. You know,
Yeah.
we can't just say, all right, go skating, and that's the only skating ring. Or even with the movies are expensive. You go
Yep.
to the movies to get a ticket, your popcorn and your drinks and your candy is $50. They can't afford that. The boys and girls clubs are not the same anymore because they don't have that big brother program no more, or the big sister program, or they don't have the recruitment or people going to recruit kids to come in here to here. It's so much stuff that needs to be done, and it doesn't even take money to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like I said, the reset button definitely has to be pushed, and we got a lot to do.
I really commend you, Bigg Stan, because I think this is really powerful. And
Yes,
definitely wish you all the success. I know Cincy Black Travel would definitely be down on the 28th, just to
appreciate
show
it.
support. So for someone watching this interview and feeling discouraged about what's happening in Cincinnati, what would you say to them?
Pray, get on your knees and pray. Talk to God more. Uh, like I said, your life is only what you make it. You know, and what I can only tell you what's working for me right now is prayer. Um,
Yeah.
I have a lot to still change myself. I have family and kids, and like I said, I have to change a lot for them as well. It's so much stuff that I have to still change. So I'm still helping myself.
Hmm.
But prayer is working. I'm telling you, I never thought that prayer was this strong until I really got spiritual with this. And prayer is everything. Like I said, you believe in God or whatever you believe in, get on your knees and pray, and, uh, and hope for the best. Because I'm telling you, what the way our city going right now, anybody can get hurt, or just it's so much bad going on right now. So it's just like I said, pray for hope, keep strong. March forward, don't go backwards, and reset.
I love it. I love it. So it definitely feels like Cincinnati is at a turning point
Mm,
in our city, because it's like it's either we got to change now or it's going to be lost. So
yeah,
I'm happy to see that you're stepping up and taking that call, especially with your platform. Again, you do the Purple Bridge parties, some of the
yeah,
biggest events that happen in the city. So being able to use your
hmm,
platform to say, "Hey, y'all, we coming together. We about to pray. We about to get
yeah,
ourselves together," I think is really
yeah, yeah.
important. So tell us again the date and the time so everybody can know
Okay,
for the 28th.
March 28th, we're gonna be on Fountain Square 9 a.m. Like I said, we're gonna gather around. We're gonna have like donuts and orange juice and things like that. Some of our sponsors are gonna be speaking up on the stage for a little bit, or not even the stage, just in the circle, wherever they want to speak. It doesn't matter. And like I said, we're gonna pray around 9:30, and then we're gonna walk around 9:45. Like I said, it'll be about 20 to 25 minute walk. We'll come back to Fountain Square, and we'll begin our prayer close out. I'll say a few things, and then we'll announce the next date, and we'll keep going.
I think this is awesome. And if anybody wants to reach out to you to offer some support or just added resources, where can they find you?
They can find me at Stanley Newell on Facebook, or they can go to Instagram at Bigg Stan. That's BI 2 Gs underscore Stan Entertainment, or they can call me at 513-557-9002. That's 513-557-9002. And I want to also say, if you want to make a donation, that's cool. I, just make sure that it's from the heart, and it's like I said, we're not asking for anything. Of course, we need some money to do some things, to get some shirts and food and things like that. But anything will help, and we appreciate you if you do that for us, and we love you. And like I said, reset is all about prayer and being motivated to live longer and be happy and take care of your friends and your family, and just change the mindset of the things that you used to do, and be a better person. Okay.
I think that is so awesome, y'all. So you heard it for yourself. Make sure you're in the outside on Fountain Square on March 28th at 9 a.m. We are going to reset
Yep.
our city. This is the Queen
Let's
of
do it.
Nubia. Pull up Thursdays. We actually pulling up on everybody to make sure y'all pull up on the 28th. Thank you so much,
There we
Bigg
go.
Stan. And I wish you the
I
best.
appreciate you.
And whatever you need from our platform, just reach out. We're here for you.
I got you. Thank you. I love you. Let me know if you
All
need
right.
me.